Hey guys, so I'm recording this video as an extension of a story that I kept some days back on my Instagram. So the story was about this book, Kundalini by Om Swami. So some of you actually asked me what this book is about, whether it is about Kundalini yoga, chakra meditation, Kundalini activation, chakra activation, what this is about. So I just thought to give you a couple of answers through my learning, whatever I have learned so far from this book. And also I'm actually thinking to start a series of book recommendation, the books that I'm gonna read here onwards in future. I'm thinking to give some glimpses of that to you guys, and if somebody of you is interested to learn more about it, you and I can get connected and we can talk more on that later. But it's kind of a book recommendation. Whether should you read this book or not, it's up to you, but I just thought to kind of give you an idea what this text is all about. So I got introduced to this particular book by one of my very good friend. Her name is Avisha. So thank you so much, Avisha, for introducing me to this particular meditation spiritual practices, because from last 3+ years I'm following a different school of spirituality, different school of meditation practices. This is mostly talking about Kashmiri Shaivism. It's about Shiva, Shakti, the divine presence, the feminine presence that is present into a human body in the form of Kundalini. And this book talks about more aspects of it, how the history of that is. So it actually starts with the history. What was the first mention of a Kundalini in for the human race, for the mankind? So this book actually talks about it heavily talks about a scripture called lalitasahasranama. So it's a part of Brahman Purana, and it's a very ancient Indian text. The book mostly revolves around the same scripture, in which Lalita Sahasranama is nothing but 1,000 names given to a Devi, to a divine power, to a feminine divine power, so to the Shakti, we can call it. So it's all about the Kundalini part of it, and also it talks about the history, like I said, history as in who introduced this to the mankind, who was the person. I actually noted down a couple of names. So it's all started with I don't want to give you some spoilers. It's for you to go through that. But it started with Agastya Rishi, then Dattatreya, Parshurama, Vashishta, Parashara is Vashishta's grandson, and ultimately the great one, Vedavyasa. So all these great saints were a part of this lineage, and through them we as humankind got to know about this beautiful and amazing concept called Kundalini, and how a person experiences that particular phenomenon within his body, and how you can do it yourself with the help of, obviously, with the help of a guru. This book talks about that. So this book, like I said, it talks about the history, who was the first practitioner who did Kundalini yoga, and also the various references that are available throughout our Indian scriptures, the ancient ones. And this book also talks about specifically each chakra. So it starts from Muladhara chakra, Swadhisthana, Manipura chakra, Anahata chakra, Vishuddhi chakra, Agna chakra, and Sahasrara chakra. So this book gives you, first of all, it talks about the meditation practices, what you can meditate and how to meditate on each chakra if you want to really get that feminine power within you as a divine power to get originated, to get activated. It's a long practice. It's not just going to happen within a month or two. Like I said, it's a huge practice. It's a huge meditation practice. So this book talks about that, and at the same time it talks about the each chakra specifically. For example, the chakra color, what is the syllable, what is the word or the mantra that is associated with this particular chakra, what is the diet that you should follow if you are meditating on particular chakra. This book talks about that. And it also talks about some of the difficulties a sadhak, the person who is on this journey of spiritual evolution, how that person faces some problems. The book also talks about the same. In this case, there are three knots, three granthis. Granthis is nothing but knots in English. So these are Brahma Granthi, Vishnu Granthi, and Rudra Granthi. So Brahma Granthi mostly talks about the Swadhisthana chakra, in which it talks about your sexual pleasures, sexual desires, the human nature in terms of expansion, multiplication, reproduction, and all that stuff. How to get away of those sexual lust desires. Then once you move past to the Brahma Granthi, it talks about the Vishnu Granthi, in which it's mostly about the emotions, the attachment that a person goes throughout his lifetime. Attachment, it's altogether a different topic. And then lastly, the Rudra Granthi, which is about the Agna Chakra, and it talks about mostly when you are on a spiritual journey, then you get a lot of self-doubts, whether are you doing it right, whether I'm on the correct path. So a lot of self-doubts, self-concerns gets created, and how to deal with such situations. The book also talks about that. So it's a beautiful text that I would recommend to you if you are interested in knowing more about Kundalini, chakra, etc. etc. So I think this is a very nice basic starting point. Obviously, there are a lot of spiritually advanced gurus in which through which we can get the actual sadhana, how to do the meditation. It has given in a very brief way. Like for example, I'll give you some insights that Om Swami talks about the duration. The duration for which you should meditate on one particular chakra. So Muladhara chakra and Swadhisthana chakra you should meditate on only these two chakras for 1 year each. Pretty big time. Then the Manipura chakra 6 months, Anahata chakra 6 months, Vishuddhi chakra 6 months, Agna chakra 6 months, Sahasrara chakra 6 months. So it's mostly 4.5-5 years of time if you are completely putting all the efforts. So it's a different context altogether. Again, no spoilers, so you are free to go through the book, and let me know if you are interested in knowing more about such book recommendation, because I'm thinking, like I said in the beginning of this video, I'm thinking to start a series of book recommendation in which I will be sharing those insights with you which I found very helpful in my life. And if it gets benefited to any one of you, then I'll be more than happy, and just let me know how it goes. And yeah, happy reading. So Kundalini it is.